Cancelled.
Schweezy.
Let's get into the news. The news that I have deemed important for you. I like to call this segment, it's not last week tonight, it's the previous week right now with Schweezy, not John Oliver. So let's get into this. First one, it's kind of funny. Missouri pastor slammed for telling wives to lose weight, look less butch to keep husbands. This is from CBS 46. Now, I used to live in Missouri, and I've seen a lot of the women there. I've also seen a lot of men there. So one thing I want to focus on, when a guy wants to slam women, be like, I don't like fat bitches, and I don't like manly-looking women. I also like to look at the man in this situation. What does he look like? So I'm going to post a picture of him right here, and we're going to keep it up for this entire time that I'm going through this news segment, because I want you all to look at him and while we report on what he actually says in this article. He's not a good-looking guy, and I have some things to say about that. So let's get into this. A Missouri pastor is on leave after he gave a sermon that many people say was sexist, misogynistic, and inappropriate. Pastor Stewart-Allen Clark, too many last names for a first name, took a leave of absence Tuesday from First General Baptist Church in Malden, Missouri. First General Baptist. It's the First Baptist Church, but it's like the First General. Like, this is a General Baptist Church in Malden, Missouri, located in the state's southeast boot heel, better known as Never Go There. That's toxic. It's just I don't know what Chernobyl is that much, but I assume it's the same thing. And then after receiving widespread criticism for his sermon given in late February. In his sermon, he explained that women need to lose weight and submit to the sexual desires of their husbands to keep the men from straying. Clark also said wives need to wear makeup, dress nicely, have nice hair, and appear less butch. All right, remember, we're looking at this guy right now. His picture is still up. And appear less butch. The original video was deleted from the church's website, but a woman who was watching the sermon that day managed to post the video to Facebook, where it has caused widespread anger and gained thousands of comments. Clark continued to ask why women let themselves go after marriage and reiterated that men only marry for good looks and sex. Men have a need for their women to look like women. Sweatpants don't cut it all the time. Wearing flip-flops and pajamas to Walmart, that ain't going to work. Ain't nothing attractive about that. It ain't, Clark. It ain't, Clark said in his sermon, and men want their wives to look good at home and in public. Can I get an amen? Clark also claimed this topic is so important that a friend of his has put a weight limit on his wife before he would divorce her. Ladies, it's the way God made us. It's the way we are. Men are going to look. He made us to look. You want them to be looking at you. Don't let yourself go, Clark said in his sermon. Clark also used former First Lady Melania Trump as an example of what women should strive to look like, although he acknowledged that not everybody looks like that. Now look, I'm not saying every woman can be the epic trophy wife of all time like Melania Trump. I'm not saying that at all. Most women can't be trophy wives, but maybe you're a participation trophy, Clark said as a photo of Melania Trump appeared on the screen. I don't know, but all I can say is not everybody looks like that. Amen. Not everybody looks like that, but you don't need to look like a butch either. The church released a statement Monday saying Clark's sermon was not consistent with the positions and values of the church. General Baptists believe that every woman was created in the image of God and they should be valued for that reason. General Baptist Ministries posted on Facebook, Clark is now on leave. It's unclear whether that leave is paid or unpaid. The church also said Clark is now seeking professional counseling. So there's a lot to unpack here. And like I said, the image is still up here. We're going to get an idea of who this guy is. So let's go with the first one, Melania Trump. You know why she's with Donald Trump? Because she was a foreign lady who tried to find a rich guy and she married him. And she was lucky enough to be born good looking. And they're not in love. And I don't know, they're flying pretty under the radar, but I'm pretty sure they're about to get a divorce. I'm still believing they're getting a divorce. So let's get that straight. And, like you hear Melania complaining about Christmas, like she's supposed to be dumb and good looking. Like she's not supposed to be doing that shit. And I agree with her. This is not what she signed up for. But no, so it's like, I like how he used Melania Trump. He's just like, I miss Donald. So that's one thing. And obviously there's an idea. There's some points he has here. Like, I think it's just, I don't know. I tried looking up if this guy was single or not. Could not find him with a wife, and I'm just going to assume that he is not married. Because no woman would ever allow a man to say that in a public setting. Maybe unless she's Melania Trump. That case, she probably doesn't know English that well. That's the case. Doesn't seem like this guy has ever made a woman orgasm or knows where the clitoris is, which is kind of sad. That's all I can really say about that. But, I mean, there's an idea. Okay, let's go with this idea. He says, why do women let themselves go after they get married? I mean, there is a point there. However, if she gets pregnant and has a child, there's a difference. I do think, one thing I will say, agree with him in, we should be taking care of ourselves, obviously like that. Women to appear less butch, you should kind of, I don't know, if you're getting married, you should know she's butch or not. I mean, women are disgusting creatures. They're pigs. They just hide it better than men do. Men are just pretty open about that shit. But women hide it very well. But they are gross, too. And we still love them for what they are. Also, I mean, I don't know. I've been on dates, and I've gone out and dated a lot of good-looking women. Like some 10 out of 10s. I'm just bragging right now. But I'm saying, though, sometimes people are so good looking, they don't develop a personality. And you talk to them, and then they start wanting to talk about charcuterie boards. And I'm like, holy shit, I don't want to talk to you right now. Like, I want to have a conversation with someone. So, being attractive is a nice thing, and I approve of being attractive. But at some point, though, we realize that good looks aren't everything. Because, A Ride or Die, which is an EP by me out now on all streaming services, you gotta enjoy being around them and being friends with them. Like, just because someone's good looking doesn't mean they're fun to talk to. Because I've met a lot of ditzy women out there, and I know a lot of them go to the Gulch in Nashville, where there's this huge butterfly wing thing. I just flicked this thing. Huge butterfly wing thing. They're lining up to take a picture with it because they're basic. Basic white bitches, folks. Stay away from them. They're not smart, and they're not fun to talk to. I know, because I've tried. And, they probably don't get Shrek as much as you do. But anyways, this guy's still up on the screen. I haven't forgot about him. My last point is, like, I don't have abs. We're going to pretend I'm a dude, but it's kind of one of those things, like, I'm a little chunky guy. But it's okay to have, like, what you like. Because, like, women are like, I only want a guy who's over 6 feet tall. I always get to the idea, like, women can be like, I want a guy taller than me, but it's saying, like, a height, that's pretty selfish. That's pretty, I don't know the word I'm trying to say. I think I'm just saying selfish, or stingy. Don't be stingy. But I think men can be like, I want a woman who is thinner than I am and be fine. A lot of fat guys, like, you don't have room to complain, but, it's okay to have a preference, but, like, at the same time, like, make realistic expectations, because, I realized that I don't think Gal Gadot would put up with my bullshit. Anyways, I've called her a big-titted animal. I don't think she would put up with that shit. And it's called being realistic, folks. I've gone too long. We're going to take him off the screen now and move to the next topic. International Women's Day 2021. Oh, I forgot to mention that all these, this week, I wanted to celebrate International Women's Month, or Women's History Month. And so we're doing all women articles today that relate to women. It's not hard. It wasn't that hard to find. I'm going to tell you that. It wasn't that hard to find. But let's get into it. This is from Today 24 News. International Women's Day 2021, a giant clitoris in front of the Eiffel Tower. All right, let's go. On the occasion of International Women's Day 2021, the Clito Gang and Simone Media pose a giant clitoris, or as my friend Josh Casey would say, author of Tracking Desire, Journey After Swallowtail Kites, the clitoris, of course, in front of the Eiffel Tower to denounce the inequality of institutional and medical treatment of this organ. It was this morning of March 8th, 2021, on the forecourt of the Trocadero. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I'm going to assume this is 8 Mars 2021. I'm assuming that's March 8th. It's here, International Women's Rights Day, and to celebrate, what could be better than seeing a giant clitoris face the Tower Eiffel? Indeed, this morning walkers could admire on the Esplanade Trocadero a pretty inflatable red clitoris. 5 meters high, the goal to denounce the inequality of institutional and medical treatment of clitoris. At the origin of this happening, there is the feminist publishing house Gang du Clito, created by Julia Pietri and Simone Media, both pop and joyful, and action reminds us of the nanas of Nicky de Saint-Phalle or his monumental installation. She, the giant pregnant woman who was entered through the vulva at the Moderna Museet in Stockholm. This one's hard to get through. It's like all French words that I can't say. Erecting this female sexual organ as a symbol to demand that it be treated as well as the male organs is a good starting point. It is even as essential point, less studied than the far side of the moon. The clitoris has long been excluded from anatomy books. It is even, according to the Times, considered as a shameful organ to see in enemy. Thank you, Dr. Freud. According to a 2016 report on sex education from the High Council for Equality, a quarter of 15-year-old girls do not know they have a clitoris, and 83% of them are unaware of its erogenous function. It was not until 2008 that the first ultrasound of the clitoris was carried out due to Pierre Faudez. It is only recently that the clitoris takes center stage again, and thereby its rightful place to dig deeper into the subject. We take the opportunity to read the column International Women's Day, Who's Afraid of the Clitoris, co-signed by Gang du Clito and Simone Media in Cosette. All right, so let's unpack there. Obviously, yeah, we should be studying the clitoris, but there's also, I guess this is a difference between boys and girls. Like, boys figure out how to masturbate on their own. No one, teaches you. You just figure that shit out pretty quick. I don't like when you're, at the right age, hopefully. And then, women don't know about the clitoris. Do women not... I guess women don't get horny like guys do. There's when I touch this thing right here, it feels really good. And when someone else touches it, or better yet, puts their mouth on it, it feels really good. Why do some women not, know that? I don't know. I don't understand the female in that. Well, I know a little bit. But there's parts I don't. I know what they like and don't like. A fist in their ass, they do not like, folks. Don't ask me how I know. I just read it online somewhere. That's why you shouldn't ask me. But no, that is really weird. I do know the dick can get injured easier than a vagina. From what I'm aware. I know that. And no one is punching or kicking your clitoris, too. So that's something to talk about. But no, I'm okay with it. But, I also looked at the statue. I'm not going to post it here because I don't know what YouTube or anyone's going to post. A child would not recognize that as a vagina. If they made a penis statue, we'd all notice a penis or a man's vagina or something like that, or whatever your kids want to call it. But that statue did not look too bad, But nevertheless, I'll persist. I don't know. I thought this was gonna be easier than I thought, but it has not been, and I think I played myself. All right. Anyways, Taylor Swift calls out Netflix show Ginny and Georgia over deeply sexist joke. This from CNET. Back in 2016, when Grammy-winning singer and songwriter Taylor Swift took part in Vogue's 73 Questions video series, one of the questions she was asked was, what what's the one thing she wished she'd known at 19? Swift answered that she'd tell herself that even though she would date like a normal 20-something should be allowed to, she would become a national lightning rod for slut shaming. It was clear then Swift was done with the endless string of jokes about how many boyfriends she'd had, a number that you could have counted on one hand. Unsurprisingly, 5 years later, she's not feeling more fondly towards those same jokes. In fact, she seems extremely tired of them. On Monday, Swift called out Netflix in its new drama series Ginny and Georgia in a tweet for a punchline about her, in which one character said to another, "You go through men faster than Taylor Swift." Swift, who has been in a steady and committed relationship for years now, called the joke lazy and deeply sexist. The tweet, "Hey Ginny and Georgia, 2010 called and it wants its lazy, deeply sexist joke back. How about we stop degrading hardworking women by defining this horseshit as funny?" Also, at Netflix, after Miss Americana, this outfit doesn't look cute on you. Happy Women's History Month, I guess. She also seemed dismayed that Netflix, which is home to both her Reputation Stadium Tour movie and her documentary film Miss Americana, which presents the star at her most candid and vulnerable, would be okay with broadcasting such a joke at her expense. This isn't the first time Swift has spoken out against streaming services that host and profit from her content. She previously had a long-running battle with Spotify in which she lobbied for artists to be better compensated for their music, something she carried with her into her new record contract. Acknowledging her influence, Apple Music reversed its decision not to pay artists whose music was streamed during the free 3-month trial period. Ahead of Swift's tweet on Monday, the phrase "Respect Taylor Swift" has been trending on Twitter all morning in the UK and the US, with fans pointing out the long history of misogynistic scrutiny Swift has endured over her romantic choices. Swift, it turned out, agreed with fans' interpretation of the joke. "How about we stop degrading hardworking women by defining the horseshit as funny?" She said, pointing out the irony of March being Women's History Month. Netflix didn't immediately reply to Swift or respond to CNET's request for comment. Okay. Folks, most of you know I am willing to die on a sword for Taylor Swift, and I'm willing to fight for her. I think she is one of the greatest artists in the music industry, but we're not going to talk about her music, because that's not what this is talking about. We're talking about a joke. Here's the thing with that, and and this probably is a when that situation you hear that story as a kid when I was like younger that. So men are keys and women are locks. So it's like a key that opens a lot of locks is a good key, but a lock that gets opened by a lot of keys is a shitty lock. And it's like how you describe women and men. It's like, so it's like if I sleep with 20 people, or if I sleep with 100 people, it's like cool. But if a woman sleeps with it, she's a slut. Like, come on. I'm a slut too, okay? Like, we gotta, like, it makes sense, though. Like, and also, she's been on the spotlight since she was, like, a kid. And we've probably dated the same amount of people, me and Taylor. And it was just that people notice her, and eventually now she's keeping her, like, love life private. She's been dating Joe for, like, years now. But, no, it's just a lot of shit I don't like. I don't like that. I don't like the idea, like, when men getting treated differently than women. I don't know. That just kind of annoys me. Especially this one, the joke's not funny anymore. Like, oh, you go through guys like Taylor Swift. I'm like, you've probably dated a lot of people too. If you're like single and almost 30. So you probably dated a lot of people. It's just how it is. I'm only 27. So, I mean, I guess I'm at that age where it's just like all my friends are in their 30s now. So it's like, I've already accepted. I'm like, I'll be 30 soon. So I'm like, not even like, I'm kind of close to 30. So, but anyways, no. So basically, I really wanted to talk about this. I thought Miss Americana was going to get off Netflix, which I really love that documentary. But no, I guess it's still on Netflix for the time being, but I don't know how much longer because they upset Taylor. And it's, I don't know, like, it's just an old joke. It's like, it's even like the Kanye joke. I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had the greatest record of all time. Like, we're still doing that joke. That was like 11 years ago, maybe even more. I don't know. I can't remember when that came out. I think it was 2009, 2010. So it's at least been a decade, and we can shut the fuck up about, I don't know. And I'm the guy who beats a joke to death. So let's stop that shit. All right. Next article. This is our last one. I had a fun conversation with some woke friends who probably don't get things. Burger King sparks uproar with women belong in the kitchen tweet ad on International Women's Day. It's from the Washington Post. So they tweeted, women belong in the kitchen. I'm going to tell you, I laughed the entire day. International Women's Day, I was laughing the entire day. I was just, I was like getting shit done, sitting in here, working on it. And I'm just like, women belong in the kitchen. Like, Jesus. All right. Burger King opted to take on gender disparity in the restaurant industry with a new culinary scholarship program and a tweet. Women belong in the kitchen. It did not go over well. The fast food chain's United Kingdom division sparked an outcry Monday as critics accused the brand of using a sexist trope as clickbait. The Burger King Foundation, the company's United States-based nonprofit arm, meanwhile published a full-page ad with similar language in Monday's print edition of the New York Times. Women belong in the kitchen was bolded in large font that took up much of the ad's above the fold space. Fine dining kitchens, food truck kitchens, award-winning kitchens, casual dining kitchens, ghost kitchens, Burger King kitchens. If there's a professional kitchen, women belong there. The ad continued, but can you guess who's leading those kitchens these days? Exactly. Only 25% of chef positions in America are occupied by women. Want to talk head chefs? The number drops to fewer than 7%. Burger King Foundation's HER Helping Equalize Restaurant scholarships will grant $25,000 apiece to 2 current female employees. Employees must be employed by Burger King or a franchisee, have plans to enroll in an accredited 2 or 4-year culinary program or university in the U.S. during the 2022 to 2023 academic year, have a high school diploma or GED, and demonstrate financial need and substantial work experience. According to the foundation's website, the foundation will establish similar programs in the United Kingdom and Mexico. Burger King spokeswoman Adriana Loricella said in an email, "We are committed to helping women break through a male-dominated culinary culture in the world's fine dining restaurants, and sometimes that requires drawing attention to the problem we're trying to help fix." Loricella said, "Our tweet in the UK today was designed to draw attention to the fact that only a small percentage of chefs and head chefs are women. It was our mistake to not include the full explanation in our initial tweet and have adjusted our activity moving forward because we're sure that when people read the entirety of our commitment, they will share our beliefs in this important opportunity." KFC Gaming tweeted a meme in response to Burger King UK with the caption, "The best time to delete this post was immediately after posting it. The second best time is now." But Burger King UK rejected the idea. Why would we delete a tweet that's drawing attention to a huge lack of female representation in our industry? We thought you'd be on board with this as well. It tweeted, "We've launched a scholarship to help give more of our female employees the chance to pursue a culinary career." Now, I'm like everyone here. I'm aware. So here's how normal people think about this. And then I'll talk about how the fake woke have seen this. So for me, I thought, I obviously understand the misunderstanding and I understand the point they were trying to make there. The idea of a tweet that just says women belong in the kitchen is so funny because it's like good. So to me, it's like when churches post shit like, the only place Jesus wants you is on your knees, and Jesus comes first. Jesus is about to come. So are you ready? Are you prepared? Shit like that. So it's just like an honest, like pure-hearted mistake. And that's something to laugh over. Now, I talked to some woke friends, which I do believe their hearts are pure, but I believe other people in this fall under the fake woke. As we like to point out here on Cancel Schweezy, the fake woke are people who are so woke, who think they're woke, but really aren't. They are doing it for maybe the trend, maybe, I don't know. But they're like, they're only doing it to get attention. How like cringy of them to say something so sexist just to get attention. Like they're just wanting the attention. Like they did not mean it like that. I can't imagine anyone who works in that position was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell women that they fucking belong in the kitchen where they belong. I don't believe anyone would fucking say that about anyone, okay? So stop with your fake woke shit. It's like, okay, and it's like, actually go and try and meet a black person, because I bet you, if you're fake woke, you probably have never met a black person before. I'm going to tell you that. Do you know a gay person? I bet you don't. All your friends are white and cisgendered straights. And until you meet someone in that category, shut the fuck up. We all would like you to shut the fuck up. What's going on, my fellow Schwoklord? Hope you enjoyed that highlight from one of the great shows that I make. If you want to watch more clips or even full episodes, go check them out over here and down below and everywhere else. Stay awesome.